How's it going, everybody? This video is long overdue. I was kindly sent some upgrades by Jason from LongbowBB. They're the guys that stock a lot of Silverback stuff and a lot of upgrades for them as well. Now, you may or may not have seen my latest video where I was using this, and it shoots so well, and I've done very little to it. But yeah, let's go then. I've got a new scope for it as well. I do like this scope. This is a Novridge. It's one of the cheaper ones, the 3-9 Mark II, I think it is, and it's got a really clear picture. Everyone who looks through it says, wow, that looks pretty good, that does. It is a large lump, but it actually is large, but it's quite lightweight. But with my camera on the front, I have to use these silly razors to raise it up a little bit so I can see over my camera. Yeah, I want to do away with that anyway. This scope is probably going to go on something else eventually. So let's get this scope off first then, and I'll show you the new scope that I've got to go on it. It's very nice, and it's been recommended to me. I had a few questions asking me why I upgraded from the Lite Sport to the Lite, and the Lite Sport is a very good little replica. Don't get me wrong at all. I just wanted to see what they were like, to be honest with you, and I was blown away by the Lite Sport. So I thought, I'm going to treat myself. The only problem I found with the Lite Sport was the receiver. It's the plastic receiver. So when you've got generally two scope rings, and because the receiver's plastic, they move about like this, and you get a false zero. Here's what I recommend if you do own the Lite Sport. So get yourself one of these. You can get these for about £12 off Amazon, and what they are is like a razor. That's all they're designed for, to raise your Picatinny up a bit. What they do a good job of is stiffening up that plastic receiver. So with your plastic receiver, obviously this one's metal, I'm just doing this for demonstration. It does obviously raise your scope up a little bit higher as well, but with your scope now, it's going to be mounted on a sturdier base, so you're not going to get that flex at all. That is just my little tip for if you do own the Lite Sport. We're going to be replacing that for this one. So this is the replacement. Now this was recommended to me by Silly Gilly, and I called it a Leopold, and he laughed at me and corrected me. I think he called it a Leopold. It's a 2x7 scope, very lightweight. If you want to see a review of this scope, go and check out Silly Gilly's channel. There is a scope specialist video on there. I got this mount for it because I thought it would be nice raised up, but it is actually a bit too tall. Let's see if I can show you what the crosshairs look like down there. I think that's the best we're going to do. That's what the crosshairs look like in there anyway. Here are the upgrades. It's all there. That's how Longbow sent them over to me. We've got in there the low profile Medusa, just there. We've got the Pegasus hop chamber. It's the gas blowback hop chamber. You can't see it, I'm not taking it out. And we also have in there an Edgy. That is one of the things that I've got to put in it as well, is this, the Sniper Mechanics damper head, which matches up nicely. Damper cylinder head, which matches up nicely with the Pegasus hop chamber apparently. So we're now going to go ahead and install these bits and pieces here. Now this outer barrel should now just turn. We're going to lose all the BBs out of there now though. 17 I think in there. Tip them in my hand. This one has got the Medusa on it, the standard Medusa, and I like it. It's great adjustments, but the thing is I found it is quite tall, and I can accidentally just nudge it every now and again. Let's get this cylinder out now then. Or the bolt, not the cylinder. Let's replace the cylinder head now, so let's take my 10mm spanner, just undo that cylinder head, and that is one of the other upgrades that I've done, is the WASP piston in there, and that is a medium air brake, I believe. I think that's a medium air brake. This is one of the things that annoys me a little bit about the WASP, that bloody O-ring. Getting it nice. There you go. Let's see what I mean. The O-ring has come off. While this is all out, let's just give it a, oh, it's filthy, look. It's all out. I'm going to give it a nice clean up, give it a bit of a service. disgusted in there. So here is the Silverback cylinder head. This is the Sniper Mechanics one. You can see it's got that rubber piece on it. Hopefully this is very quiet already, but this is probably going to make it even quieter still. So it's going to be rubber hitting on rubber. Let's get a little bit of silicone grease, just a little bit, just to aid that sliding in without that O-ring coming off. Let's have a look down there. No, it's come off. It's come off, look. Can you see that down there? Is it just me? Anyone else got a WASP piston? And you use the spring guide. Is there a trick to it? Looks like we've got it. We have got it. Now I'm going to take some thin silicone oil. Just going to massage it into the cup. Pull that, just pull the cup out a little bit while we're doing it. I'm going to put the spring in now, and we're ready for our WASP to go back in. And we're going to get the new Sniper Mechanics cylinder head. And we're on. So the cylinder's all back together. You can now see the difference there in the profiles of the Medusa from the regular to the low profile one. Now the next step then is to give this a paint job. Well, I've kind of fancied giving the whole rifle a bit of a different look. It looks very similar now to my SSG-11, so I saw a video on social media where a guy used elastic bands, and the effect was fantastic, and I've wanted to give that a try, so I think I'm going to give that a go. I'm starting off using masking tape to cover the bits up that I don't want paint to go on. I'm not really fussed whether it looks neat or not. The rougher the better, in my opinion. The tack is all prepped and ready to get painted now. Before I go ahead and paint the tack up, I'm going to craft up my scope. You can see me here adding scapper tape. Scapper tape is very cheap to buy in the UK. It's British Army issue and only costs you a few quid per roll. I'm not sure if you can get hold of it very easily in other parts of the world. You might be able to find somewhere that will export it or import it into your country, but it's brilliant stuff. It's material tape and it soaks up dirt lovely. You can also rub grass and leaves into it to give a bit of a green effect, and when you peel it off it doesn't leave any residue. The reason I'm adding the scapper tape is just the first base layer to cover most of the black areas in case there's any holes in this second layer that I apply. With the scope covered in scapper tape, it's now time to add my second layer, which is a camouflage Mimtech material, just an offcut that I had laying around. I'm going to cut it roughly to shape, and then I'm going to attach it with zip ties. Now that layer is added to the scope, I'm going to add a few 3D elements to it, including jute strings, raffia, halo screen, nano screen, and a few other bits and pieces. I'll be attaching these with the zip ties. Now the scope is all done, let's get painting the tack. The paint I'm using for the first coat is Army Paint Industrial by Fosco Industries. I'm giving it a good shake up. Yeah, first coat. I'm going to give this 2 coats before I apply a different colour. That's the first coat done then. I'm going to give it about an hour before I apply the second coat. It's quite a cold day today, but sun's out. Should be dry in an hour. We'll give it another coat, and I like to hang stuff up that I paint where I can. It just allows me to get all around it 360 in one go, rather than laying it on the floor and you have to do bits at a time. There we go, so I'll be back in about an hour for another coat. Elastic bands. This is the video that I saw on social media somewhere, so credit to the guy, his video I'm taking inspiration from. I really don't know the channel, and here he was now. Just something I scrolled by, but I just really like the effect that this gave. So I'm gonna try and replicate it. So what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna put these over the Tac-41, totally randomly. So I saw it about 6 months ago, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna have to have a go at doing that. So if you want like a greeny grass effect, I guess you're gonna have to go with like a green base. I really don't know how this is gonna turn out, to be honest with you. So we are in the same boat here. Some of you are probably thinking I've gone batshit crazy. You might be right, but fingers crossed this is gonna turn out just fine. Right, that's the green coat on. I'm not holding up too much hope for this, to be honest with you. I'm going to put some more bands on and give it a brown coat. See how that goes. Okay then, the moment none of you have been waiting for. I don't hold much hope for this. I think it's going to come out really shit, but we're going to take the bands off and we'll see what it looks like. All right, let's go. I don't know, what do you reckon? Let's see what it looks like with all the bits and pieces back together. So this little thing I showed you earlier, Silly Gilly sent me over this a while back. What it's for is making throwing the throw lever even on your scope easier to handle, and definitely easier to handle with gloves on. Just screw it on like that and tighten it up. Let's get it where I want it. You can undo it again if you need to. We'll get it nice and tight. If you want to know what this is, let's get the packet so you can have a look at it. So this is the packet it came in. If you do want to get yourself one, that is what you need to look for. Right, now we've got it where we want it. So it looks a bit ugly on there, but it does help a lot when you've got gloves on and you want to adjust your zoom levels. And this suppressor, in case anyone wonders, is a Silverback carbon fibre suppressor, and it's nice and lightweight, nice and quiet, nice and lightweight. It screws directly onto the 24mm thread. There's no adapter needed, no heavy adapter needed. The Tac-41 Lite is now all done, all back together, all painted and everything. Just to recap on what this has got in it then, I found out the bucking is a modified X-range 65 degree. That's inside the Pegasus hop unit with the low profile Medusa hop wheel, and it's got the edgy inner barrel. We've got the carbon fibre Silverback suppressor, 24mm thread. We've got WASP piston. We've got Sniper Mechanics dampened head, which goes with the VSR Pegasus hop chamber. What else we've got? We've got a Leopold, whatever you want to call it, scope, all crafted up now 2 to 7 times. So that is about it, I think. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see how this thing performs, you're going to have to follow my Airsoft Camman channel. Another thing is, these videos on Camman Extra usually get demonetized due to the nature of them, me taking Airsoft replicas apart and then putting them back together again. YouTube doesn't like that and usually demonetizes them, which really does suck because it usually takes me a few days to put these videos together. If you want to support this channel, then there's like a membership thing above. It's on the lowest tier possible, so if you do want to support the channel, feel free to join up. You get free little emojis and guff like that. Or I do have a Patreon as well, and there's lots of exclusive stuff on there that I just upload to Patreon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next episode.